My name is Inonge Lefanu and my presentation is on force field analysis and collaboration strategies. The project in discussion today is Washington District Project. This is a project undertaken by the City of West Sacramento with the main goal of enhancing the quality of life of the people of Washington District in the City of West Sacramento. The objective is to facilitate a transition to a more walkable, mixed-use transit district where transportation facilities and services are integrated with and connect residential, employment, retail, entertainment, and recreational uses. The collaboration team is comprised of many stakeholders due to the size of the project. The force field analysis did bring up a number of driving forces as well as restraining forces. Through analysis, the driving forces do include city reputation, effective leadership, higher tax assessments, motivated workforce, potential revenue after the project completion, as well as return on investments. The restraining forces do include too many consultants. This being a negative due to the time and costs involved in engaging too many consultants. Also, there's costs due to the study and research to comply by today's standards and requirements. Also, the time taken for permits and to match up and meet the different requirements for such a project. Also, resistance from the residents due to lack of knowledge or understanding as to the implications of the project. And also, the standards being too high does lead to making it hard for a balance between either beautifying the city for the residents or beautifying the city for corporates, making it attractive for local businesses. Also, the skill sets and manpower of the city is a restraining force due to them being short-staffed. The collaboration strategies include the following. Consolidation is a good strategy to overcome the restraining force of having too many consultants. There are some consultants who consult on more issues than one. This would be a time-saving measure as well as a cost-saving measure. Also, due to the cost of study and research, a budget analysis can be done intensely at the beginning of the project, feasibility study, monitoring and control, and also the time taken for permits. This would call for a reassessment of the project timelines, and also for future projects. This is something that really does need to be factored in right from the beginning or before the beginning of the project. And as far as resistance from the residents, having open dialogue with community representatives is very important in order to overcome this restraining force. Just ensuring that the residents are on the same page, they understand exactly what's going on and how the project will benefit them. And also this balance, this issue of imbalance between the beautifying for the residents or for corporates, finding ways to create a win-win situation for both parties will be very key. And this will call for leadership that will be able to provide options to ensure that there's something beneficial for the residents, as well as it remaining attractive for local businesses, as this will in turn attract revenue to the city. And also the restraining force of skill sets and manpower for the city. It's important that training is done, competency training for the leaders as well as the project team, and also to emphasize on collaboration strategies, as this will be very key for a project of this magnitude. Recommendation and conclusions. The project being in a state of equilibrium as this one, there was the same number of restraining forces as well as the number of the driving forces. So in this case, the project would need to make an adjustment. They would need to increase the driving forces and reduce the restraining forces, and by following the strategies, the collaboration strategies, that will reduce and minimize the number of restraining forces, and that will push up the state of equilibrium and create an imbalance and move the project forward in a positive way. As Linden stated, there is need to create an imbalance between the strength of the driving force and the restraining forces. And by applying the collaboration strategies, this should be beneficial for the Washington District project. Also, conducting a cost analysis at the beginning of the project and also during the project, and also ensuring that there's proper resource allocation and budget controls. So this is something that the leadership will need to monitor throughout the project, not only in the beginning, but also during the project. And also from the very beginning, it will be very important for leadership to engage consultants that can consolidate their services, and that will reduce the time spent on trying to engage so many consultants for the different aspects of the project. Another recommendation is to ensure that the community stays engaged, and also looking for win-win options that create balance between beautifying the city for the residents and also making it attractive for investors and local businesses. Another recommendation is the timelines. The project timelines will need to factor in the permits. As from the analysis, it was determined that there was a lot of time going into obtaining permits for the project to move forward. And so this is something that will need to be factored in from the very beginning. And lastly, as a recommendation for collaboration skills training for leaders and the project team, and this will be very, very beneficial for the project to move forward. The project is a huge project, huge collaboration team, many stakeholders, the community, the local businesses, and so the people heading the project as well as the people part of the project team need to be trained thoroughly, and the training needs to incorporate collaboration skills and competences.